Hi there, welcome to another episode of Tax Me Choosy. My name is Anan Prisca and I'm going to be your host. In studio today, we shall be discussing end of year tax obligations. And to take us through this conversation, to educate us today, is someone who needs no introduction. She's been on the program a couple of times. Many of you know her. She's literally the face of tax education here at URA. Please join me in welcoming Hafsa Seguya Nabachwa as she walks us through your obligations towards the end of year. Hafsa, welcome to the program.
Thank you. And as she has introduced me, I would like to thank the viewers for having logged in today. And we are here just to remind you, what do you need to know? What do you need to be doing at this particular time? We are ending the year. We have, I think it's just a week to end the year, but definitely we are looking at clients. Our dear clients, you have a teen, I gave you a teen, you're in business, but have you filed your return? Have you done that? Have you paid the resultant tax? Kindly do so if you're registered for income tax. So I am basically looking at you to push in that provisional return. If your accounting date is 31st December, I am looking at the final return and the provisional for 2025. So it depends on what your accounting date is. But the majority are July, June. So I am waiting for the provisional returns right now. Ensure that we get the return before midnight of 30th of June. Because if it comes late, then penalty will come in. And this penalty eats our profits in the business. So that is why I am urging you that ensure that before you close the 30th June day, ensure that at least it has been done. If you fail to do it, the offices are open. We are open over the weekend. Kindly come over with your TIN and password and we see how to help you depending on where you are. We have offices in all regions. Kindly come and see how we can basically help you. Those registered for monthly tax types like VAT, withholding tax, excise duty, and pay as you earn, by now you should have filed the May return. Because when May ended, I give you 15 days into June to push in this return. Ensure that we have got the return. If we haven't, then kindly come over. We see what could be the problem so that we can guide you. And you fill in that part and do your obligation, then see how you can pay the resultant tax if there is any.
Okay. Okay. So that has been like very conclusive. Literally, you've laid them out. But when you were sharing, you say that if you don't meet your end of year obligations, there is penalties, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes when someone just says penalties, they don't know how grave it is. If you could break down what that looks like so that people have.
Ideally, when you look at the monthly tax types, once a return is late, irrespective of the nature of return, if I'm talking about VAT, whether it's an offset or a payment or a cash refund or a nil, ideally the penalty is 200,000 when that return comes after the 15th day of the following month. Same applies to withholding, same applies to pay as you earn. It is the same thing. So kindly ensure that when the return is late, you will see a 200,000 that will be posted in your ledger. But when you look at income tax, when a return is late, every month it gets late, there is a 200,000 that it picks. So you may find when actually, if you had filed a return, you'd go out paying maybe 80,000. But here I'm even giving you 200,000 for the return having been late. Don't you think filing would be the best option? One, you are going to bridge that gap in the system that we have received the return. Second, you are going to pay less because that is what has come out of your business transactions for that particular month. So kindly ensure that we do a due diligence and do what we are supposed to do. But there's something called interest. You could file this return, but you don't make resultant payment. For example, you paid salaries and you're filing payee. Then that means you withheld from your staff a particular amount. Kindly pay it in, because if you don't pay it, whenever these amounts remain outstanding, one, it's a debt to government. Two, I am forced to compute interest on those particular amounts the moment they are late. And when I start computing interest, it goes bad. For example, VAT has an interest of 2% compounded. So when I start computing that, it will become a bigger figure than you having settled it, either if you can pay it immediately or even come to us. We have an installment payment arrangement. When you come, we give you a form to fill. You tell us which tax type, what is the amount, how do you plan to make it good in terms of payment. You may not be able to pay it at once, but at least you can split it into 2 or 3 or at least 4, because normally we don't want the installments to stretch very long because they'll enter into another financial year and never know the other financial year what amendments are there, what if interest has increased and it becomes costly to you. So basically that is what we want you to keep in mind, but file that return, ensure that everything goes on well. VAT returns are very simple. We do pre-fill them for you. All that is done to make it easier for you to comply. When you comply, you pay less tax and the journey is smoother. But when you don't comply, then that means we need to come in with enforcement here and there. It starts becoming funny. We go and freeze your account, lock the shop. That is not where we would want to go. That's why we are here, to keep reminding you, officers are there, go for help, seek help, come and tell us. You can even call us. We have communication channels where you can call us and tell us where the challenge is. The toll-free lines are there, 0800 11 7000, 0800 21 7000. We on WhatsApp, 772 14 code 0. Or send us an email on services@ura.go.ug. You can't fail to reach us. Kindly let us see that we manage this business as well, so that we don't close. We need you more than you need us. We need you even next year. I'm here, I need you, but even next year I'll be maybe the same person, God willing, or another person, but we'll have the same message. We need you. When you close these businesses, where will we collect from? So kindly let us cooperate. Where you get a challenge, feel free to contact us so that we can help you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Hafsa. And, you know, like you said, people can come and visit, but there are so many online channels like you shared. And just to add on to what Hafsa shared on the online channels, we also have the social media platforms. So feel free to send us a DM in our X, in LinkedIn, whatever social media you use. We are literally there. So feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to support you. And don't be afraid, because the price of non-compliance is way higher than the price you pay for compliance. And we need you. And this is a partnership. Revenue mobilization is not just us alone. And so, Hafsa, the year is ending. It's 7 days. Everyone is busy. It's really crazy on our part, but it's also crazy on the taxpayers' part. So we don't want the program to prolong. We want it to just be like really short and crisp. At this point, I'd just like to ask that you share any last short parting words, so that something for the taxpayer to have at the back of their mind.
One, I would like to thank those clients who have done good as far as the obligations are concerned. Would like to thank you if you filed that return and even paying us. Would like to thank you so much for giving us that penny, giving us that much, however little or small. We do appreciate, because if everybody was to pay a little, then nobody would pay much. Thank you so much. We do appreciate as Uganda Revenue Authority, but I would like to urge those who haven't done it, kindly do so. File that return in time. File the return. Let 30th June not find you when you haven't pushed in the return. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Hafsa. And our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to Tax Mchuzi. Remember, it's just a few days until 30th June. Make sure you meet those your tax obligations, and we are here to support you. You're not in this alone. You're not doing this. We've not left you to do this alone. We're here to support you. Call, text, and we'll be there to support. And we hope that the year ends well and we move on to the next year, and we pray that God continues to bless your businesses, continue to expand you, and we continue in this journey of developing Uganda together. Thank you, and bye-bye.